I got a new haircut, so let's do a video. Number one, that's two, but number one, if you are buying a house, it does not cost you any money to hire an agent. That's number one. It's very important. It is free. I just talked to somebody and they said, "Oh, we were going to go with this agent because I think it was cheaper than this agent." And I go, "Well, buying a house, it's free unless the agent's charging you transaction fees, which is ridiculous. There's no reason you should ever pay a transaction fee, ever, ever, ever. And if you're an agent listening to this and you charge a transaction fee, okay, because you already get paid from the seller. Now, there are agents that charge money in the sense of like a buyer agreement, and I'll do a separate video on that, but that's kind of like saying like, hey, I'm going to charge you, like, hear me out here so we're on the same page here, because I want people to understand this concept, especially going into this market. You ready? I'm going to tell you as a buyer, listen, I'm going to charge you 3%. Follow me here. You're going to pay me 3%. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to get you an absolute insane deal. I'm going to find for sale by owners. I'm going to find people going through, a divorce, critical time that they have to sell, right? So you almost have to be like, you have to change your gears if you're like looking for the best interest for this. You're looking for the best interest in your buyer, not for the seller, right? Because you're going after sellers to find your buyer a deal. And you're telling your buyer, I'm going to charge you 3%. Okay? And what I'm going to do is how we're going to get paid is either I can roll it into the loan or you're going to pay me separate if it's a cash deal, however the case may be. Now, if the seller is already paying a commission, let's say they're paying 3%, then the buyer pays me nothing. If the seller is already paying 2.5%, then the buyer will pay the difference, right? You'll make up the difference of the 0.5, right? And that's kind of a great deal if you can find the right agent that's going to save you 10%. Closing costs, I like a lot of stuff. And usually it's better with a cash buyer because when you're a cash buyer, and your agent can save you 10%, it's worth paying that agent 3% to go out. But it's not, this is the issue with this. It's not like, hey, I'm going to go on MLS and do it. Like anyone can do that. That's the point. When you get like a buyer's agent that charges you, they're supposed to be finding you off-market deals. That's the whole point. That's why they're charging you 3% because they might not be able to get it from the seller, right? Because they're getting off-market deals and they're finding for sale by owners or this and that. So again, I'll do more of an in-depth detail to it. But when you're just averagely looking to buy a house, it doesn't cost you anything to use an agent to buy a house. There should never be any fees. And by the way, as of today in Riverview, there's over 520 houses on the market. 520 houses on the market. So what does that mean? There's a lot of deals. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of crappy marketing and crappy pictures and price reductions and oh my God. So sellers, you are the reason that your prices are going down. And when buyers call me representing them, I am going to go over to those homes and lowball you and get you to pay my closing costs. Because if you're not going to hire me to represent you as a seller, and the buyers are going to represent me to get them a deal, I'm sure as, you know what, I'm going to get them a deal. You got to remember, you got to have the best representation, especially in that market right now, to put your house on a pedestal to make it stand out from the rest. So hope that helped you guys today. New haircut. Talk to you soon.